This conference will now be recorded.
So today we are discussing about table level methods. In table level methods also we can find like override methods as well as the new methods will be there. First of all, when it comes to the user defined predefined methods in table level, when you open the table, there is a methods node. Here you can find both the override and the new method concept. Okay, if you go to the override, already we have seen some of the methods called validate write, okay, validate delete, and also we have seen about init value method even in the form level. So let us start with the init value method. In init value method, already we have seen in the form level, right? When it should be called, when you see in when we have discussed about init value method, so it has called, already we have discussed it in the form level. Let me open the form. When it comes to the init value, see here, there is a init value method in the form level. This has called, I mean, when we are creating a new record, right? Initial values, for example, I just want to place some of the default values in the form while we are creating a record. Then the point of time we will use init value to place the default values in the record, right? So the same functionality will also works at table level init value. The same functionality we can also write at table level. So here, when it comes to the form level, let me show you what exactly we have written the code. Here, see, in this init value method, we have placed some today date by default in the date of birth field, and by default, the employee should be contract, right? The same kind of coding I will write at a table level also in the init value method. See here, it is a table level init value. Now, but here, you just need to use this keyword instead of writing data source name, this dot dob equal to today, this dot employee type equal to contract. So in this way, I mean, this is the way we need to call the table object. In form level, how exactly we have written? Directly we have written the data source name here. It is form level init value method. In this case, I have written directly data source name dot field name equal to whatever the value I want to assign, I have assigned here. But when it comes to the table, you need to write this keyword because we are in the same object. We are in the same object. That is the reason I'm using this keyword. This dot dob equal to today. We should not write the table name. If you write the table name, it won't accept here. Okay. You should write this keyword, or else you need to create an object for the table, and you need to use the object name. Object name dot dob equal to today. That is the way you need to use the table, accessing the fields from the table. But what is the straight away difference between form init value and a table level init value? See, the functionality wise is same. We can also write at form level. Okay, we can also write at a table level. But what is the difference? Table is a global object. I mean, suppose if you are writing at a table level, if the table is being used in 2 to 3 forms, I mean one or more than one form, no need to write in every form. So automatically whatever the code we have written inside the table, the code will be inherited in all the forms. Here I have written some piece of code in init value method in which form? EMP table form. So this code only applicable for this particular form only. If I want to write the same business logic, if I want to execute the same business logic, for example, in this form, simplest, okay, simplest details, or else in list phase I need, again we need to write the same piece of code in the same init value method itself. Suppose if I written at form level my code, so no need to write here, or wherever the table is being used. Automatically the code will be inherited in all the forms wherever the table has been used. You got my point, guys? Here is there any clarification required? So that is the major difference between form level coding and table level coding. Table is a global object. If you are writing at a table level, you can call that code anywhere, wherever we want. And also we are using, if we are using this table in 2 or 3 forms, automatically this code will be inherited. Tell me. Guys, it is clear or not?
It's fine, Arjun.
Yeah, fine. Okay, so that is the main difference between table level code and form level code. And when it comes to the table level, again, already we have seen about, there is a method called validate write. Already this method is available in the form level. If you observe something, the same syntax, the return type is Boolean, and also the syntax is same when it comes to the form level. Let me show you the validate write in form level. See here. This is the form level validate write method, the same syntax like a Boolean. But if, let me copy the code from form and I'm pasting at a table level. But here I told you, right, we need to use this keyword instead of writing the table name, I mean object name, data source name. You just need to use this one. That's it. No need to change the syntax. Just we need to use the as it is syntax. So already we have written in the form level, and just make it like this. That's enough. If the age is below 20 or greater than 60, we will get this error, and record will not save in the database. Okay.
Arjuna, can we also apply table field level, this events also globally?
Yes, we have another method is there. In form level, we have written some piece of codes in field level, right? In age field, there is a validate method, modified method we have written, and in date of birth also, in date of birth, and I mean in status field, also we have written modified method, right? These methods we can implement table level also, but in different method. But this one, I'm just telling you here, validate write method, the same functionality, whatever we discussed scenario about the validate write, the same functionality will apply for table level also. Just syntax implementation wise, little bit syntax is different. That's it. You need to use this keyword instead of writing the data source object, data source name. Now when it comes to the table level, there is another method called, there is a validate delete. The same, this is also works like a form level validate delete. Already we have written validate delete here. If the status is 1, we are not going to allowing deleting the record, right? If the status is yes, so that is active record cannot be deleted. Okay, you can implement the same piece of code in table level also. Now when it comes to the table level, there is another method called validate field. This is the method, validate field. This method is equal to this method. In age, we have written a validate method, right? This one. Form level validate right, table level validate right, same functionality, and method names also same. Validate delete, form level, table level validate delete, syntax wise, method name, everything is same. When it comes to the field level, in form level there is a validate method is there, but in table level the method name is like this, validate field. Both methods are same, just a little bit method name will be changed. Functionality wise both are same, and both methods will execute the same point of time.
But Arjuna, actually this belongs to which particular field? Like
Yeah, that's what we have a parameter here. We need to pass the field ID. But here It's a good question. I understood. Here, for age field, we have a separate validate method is there. Okay, separate valid modified is there. For status field also separate modified is there. For example, date of birth, I have a separate validate method will be there. In form level, every field having their own separate methods like validate, modified, and everything. But when it comes to the table level, they have given only one method. We need to write all the fields code here only by using switch case. You need to use the switch case, and uh, you need to make remaining fields validations. For example, I'm writing switch case here. Go to the insert snippet, right click on the screen, insert snippet. Here I'm taking switch. Okay, I'm taking switch and I'm copying the parameter name field ID to check. Okay, here I'm pasting on switch. Okay, now here I'm writing a case right now. Case field num. Okay, in which table, which field we need to write. So I need in EMP table there is a age field. This is the way I will write the case. Okay, now already we have written the code, right? In validate field. Where is that? See here, validate method. Okay, let me copy the code and pasting in here, but use the this keyword, here also this keyword. That's enough, and write down the break statement. That's it. Suppose if you want to write a validation for a date of birth case, I'm writing one more case, field num, EMP table, comma, DOB. Okay, use colon operator. Okay, don't think that is a semicolon. Use colon operator. If this dot DOB, this dot DOB greater than today, DOB greater than today. So I will write some piece of code, blah blah blah, and everything, and I will write a break statement. That's it. Right. And here, for example, if I am modifying date of birth, for example, I have opened a form and I am modifying date of birth column. Automatically, system will capture the date of birth field ID. Whatever the field ID, system already assigned to the date of birth column, that field ID and some specific number will be there actually in the backend, like 3, 4, 7, something like one number will be assigned by the system. That number we cannot see. That is internal number. That number automatically system will copy here. I mean, system automatically capture in the field ID to check. So automatically that same number will come here. But this case, this function is returning age field number. For example, let's say, let me execute the form. Okay, I'm telling you practically here. Okay, let me open the form and I'll tell you.
So here, Arjuna, field num basically returns the field ID stored in the table for that particular column.
Yes, exactly. In particular table, that particular field number will be written from the system. That field number we cannot see in our user interface or in Visual Studio. We cannot see that number. That is not possible because that is internally stored in the kernel level, the number. So that is the reason I'm writing field num function to retrieve that number. For example, practically, I'm showing you how the process will execute. According to our code and whatever we are doing, I will match it up and I'll tell you. Now, okay. Now I'm modifying date of birth. Okay. For example, I'm just giving February something like 16. I'm giving. Okay. automatically system captures this particular date of birth field number. Let us assume that this field number 1, this field number 2, this field number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, system decided field numbers like this. Let us assume that. Okay, what is the field number of date of birth as per the system? 4, right? Okay, now 4 will come here. 4 will come into this particular field ID to check. Here also 4 will come in switch case. But here, what is the number? What is the number is returning in this case? What is the number will return? A's field number. A's field number is 3, right? So 3 is equal to 4 because we are returning 4, right? We are getting 4 and here we are getting 3. 3 is equal to 4. It's not correct, right? It is not matching. So it will jump into the next case. This field num function returning 4 and we are also getting 4. So both cases are matching. This code will execute. Once the break applied, automatically it will jump from the switch case. Okay, for example, if I am modifying A's value, so system will capture 3 here in the syntax itself. In the parameter, first the value will come 3. Here also 3 will come. The field number of A's is 3. So both 3 and 3 is matching. Then this case will execute, break will apply, it will come out of the loop. That's it. So second case will not consider. It will not go to the second case because already this case has taken and the break has applied. So it will come out of the loop. It won't go for the next case. I think I'm clear here. Is it okay? Fine. The coding and all.
Yes.
I mean, in table level, we have only one method will be there, validate field. In that validate field, we need to write all the field validations in switch case. But when it comes to the form level, we have a separate methods are there. Like here, validate method is there. Okay, for date of birth also, I have a validate method. See here, for modified method is there. Here also modified method is there. Separate methods will be there in form level, but in table level, only one method has given. In that method, we need to write all the fields, business logic, validations. That would be better in table level because all the codes we can see at a time. We will get at a time here. We can access the codes at one place if we are writing a table level. But suppose if you are writing at form level, every field having their own piece of code, own method. Okay, but table level method is the best practice really.
But if
So
we implement the logic in the table level, then that will be applicable globally across all forms, wherever the data source is called.
yes, wherever the table has dropped as a data source in form level. I mean, whatever you said, that is correct. Wherever the table being used as a data source in all the forms, the code will apply.
Arjuna, I have a question here.
Form is completely local. If you are writing at form level, that will apply for only in that form. We cannot call it outside.
Arjuna, I have a question here. Suppose I have applied a table level validation, like table level field validation. In our case, suppose I have applied field level validation on date of birth field. uh, basically on table level. What if I apply the field level validation on date of birth on a particular form also? So will the form level validation override or supersede table level validation, or both of them will work?
Both will work. And first table level will call first. Okay, let's execute first. Already we have a piece of code in form level. Let me check. Okay, fine. It is form level, right? It is form level. So I am writing. Okay. Now here I'm writing table. Okay, we'll see which method will trigger. Which method will trigger first. Okay, we will see practically. It will not override. Table level method will call first. Once it is executed, then it will go to the form level validate method. Both methods will execute. Okay. Can I create a record or something? Okay, fine. I'm giving 15. Clicking on tab. So which one called first?
UI level. No.
Table level.
Table level first. Table level first.
Table
Right.
level first. Table level first and then form level. Both methods are executing.
If there is a conflict between
Actually,
these two methods, what will happen?
So you just need to decide in which area I need
Yeah,
to execute.
that's right. That's right. Actually, developer needs to be sure, like which are basically the generic validation that should be applied on table level, and
Yes.
that should be left to the form level.
See why they have given two places when it comes to the one more question here. Why they have given two places? Simply if they have given level or simply they have given table level, that would be fine, right? In some cases, I cannot write in table level. In some cases, in few cases, I cannot implement few business logics in table level because sometimes we need to access controls while we are validating a field. Maybe we need to access some of the unbounded controls. At that moment, I cannot implement that business logic in table level because in table level we cannot access form level controls like button controls, like grid control, like filter control. These controls will not be available in the table level, right? That is the reason only straight cases, whatever the straight cases validations, so we can go for a table level. But if we are accessing any unbounded controls, then we need to implement business logic in form level. Okay, I'll tell you the example for this one. Just a second. This is validate field method, right? This is validate field method, and in the same way we have a modified field also is there. Previously, in our form level, we have a modified method. In age field, we have written a modified. In status field, we have written a modified. Okay, let's consider the status field. What exactly we have written for modified method? In modified method, let me show you modified method for status field. What exactly we have written? I think it is, yes.
I think it was the
Okay.
simple message that the field is modified.
No. In status field, I am
Yeah.
asking. In
Disable
status field,
the control. The person disable the
yes.
control.
For example, okay, in status field, what we have written, guys, just a second. Let me refresh the form. Okay, here there is a checkbox. Okay, if I check the checkbox, I just want to enable this button. If I uncheck the checkbox, I just want to disable this button. Right? This piece of code we have written in status field modified method. See here, there is a element dot personal info button enable code. I mean this one. This piece of code we have written in status field modified. Suppose we are checking the checkbox, button should be enabled. If we are unchecking the checkbox, button should be disabled. Can we implement this piece of code in table level modified method? There is a modified method is there. Modified field method is there.
No,
This
we
time,
cannot do that at table level.
yes, we have a modified field is there. So here, can we implement the same piece of code? Whatever we implemented already for status column, we cannot, because we are
Yes.
That
accessing
will be covered for all forms, but here we need this especially for this form only, right?
yes. That's what I told you. In some cases, in few business logics, we cannot implement the code at a table level because sometimes we need to access unbounded controls. The same thing has happened here also. We are accessing unbounded control, that is a personal information button. When I check the checkbox, I just want to enable this button. If I uncheck the checkbox, I just want to disable this button. We cannot implement this code in table level, not possible. So definitely we need to write in form level only. So that is the reason we have two places, form level and table level. So you just think, okay, when you are implementing your piece of code, okay, so think globally and start writing your piece of code. Either it is in table level, it is in form level. So situation and time, I mean, at that moment, you just decide and implement the piece of code.
So like, for example, if you are doing a new customization with new table and new form, so we should be, for writing a validation, we should write in the form or we should write in the table? Like, what is the
No,
best
that's
strategy?
what I'm telling you here. I cannot say straight away cases. It is not a straight case. Okay, you should implement this code in table level only. You should implement this code in form level. I cannot say like that. But I just told you the cases. Okay, this is the case. In this case, I cannot implement in table level. Same like a status field modified.
Yeah.
Definitely we need to write in form level in this case. But most of the cases we have written at a table level. In that case also, you need to think. Suppose if I am writing at a table level, okay, it is fine. It will work very good. Okay, so there will be no issues. Then you can proceed for table level. But in future, suppose you are doing some validation, your client will ask, okay, where you are doing validation, right? I just want to disable this button. At that moment, if they said like that, what you will do?
Sorry
Table
again.
level.
then we need to go for a form level. Then
Yeah.
so you need to cut the code. You need to cut the code and you need to paste it in the form level.
Yeah.
So that's what situations. See, these cases are not straight cases, because according to the client requirement, you just understand, okay, where I need to write the code. But you are knowledgeable right now. You know everything right now. So if this case is, if the client is saying like this, okay, I need to go for table level. If the client is saying like this, okay, I need to go for form level.
Yeah, even master data validations we can write in master table level, right? That will be
Okay.
applicable to all form.
It is a straight case. For example, there is a age validation is there. Okay, there is a age validation. Okay, in this case, I don't think there is a necessity of writing in form level. Okay, we can write at table level directly. But what I'm saying, if the requirement is like this, okay, fine, you can go for table level directly. But if there is a litigation in that, okay, you are doing validation, I just want to disable this button. At that moment, I don't want to show this button. If a client says like that, then again you need to go for a form level. In that case, whenever you want to access unbounded controls or form controls, go for form level methods. Because here we are not accessing any unbounded control, right? We are not accessing any form level controls. So we can implement a piece of code at table level. That's fine, really. Now, okay, these are the cases. Here also you can see that like delete method and the write method is there. Already we have seen at the form level, write method and the delete method also we have seen. Okay, so these are the most commonly used methods in table level. Like if any other requirements is there, we have a remaining methods also. Depends on the situation, you can choose the methods and write down the piece of code, but 90% of the code we can implement in these methods only, like validate, delete, write method, because in table level we will write only validations, nothing more than that. Okay, now comes to the user defined methods in table level. That is very important case here. Okay, let me tell you something here. Table level, table new methods, I mean user defined methods. There are three types of methods will be there. Instance methods, second one static methods, and third one display methods. There are a table level, three methods will be the three types of user defined methods will be there, three types when it comes to the new methods concept. But in form level only we have a straight methods like instance methods. We can call it as a instance method, that's it. But we don't have a static methods and display methods in the form level. We have written new method in the form level, right? Those methods are we have called by using element object.
We also used this, right, for the field level.
Field level method we can call by using this option.
Yeah.
This in A's I have written this code, demo A's code. This code, if I want to call in these two methods, validate or modified, I can use this dot demo A's code. Already we have written that. See, there is a demo A's code is there. That one I have called here by using this keyword, because this is local to this age field, right? This method, demo A's code method, is completely local to age field. So I can only call this method invalidate and modified. That's it. I cannot call in any other method in any other place, like a data source level, form level, or another field or a design level. I cannot call because it is the scope is only applicable for here only.
Arjun, so when we are creating a new method, for example, we are writing a code for validation and it is in Boolean. So we should also write the new method in Boolean, right?
No, not
No?
required.
Not required?
Already the original method return type is Boolean, right?
Yeah.
No need to write Boolean. You just write a void. That's it.
Okay. So it can be any.
Yes. Yes. It
Yeah.
can be any, right? So we are calling it original method. The demo is code. I will write my own business logic, whatever I want. Okay. But when I am calling it a Boolean return type method, so the code will apply that in that method. So no need to write a Boolean thing. And most of the cases, if we have a return type related methods will be there. If we have a return type related methods, directly we need to write in the original method itself. No need to create a new method for that. So there will be complications. So that is the reason we will directly write a piece of code in direct method itself. Okay. You just check it whether it is working fine, then you can, no problem. Whether it is not working, when we need to write a return false or something like, then you need to write directly in the method itself.
Okay.
No need to write a Boolean return type for your new method. Okay.
Yeah.
And comes to the, okay, we are discussing about table new methods. So we have three types of methods are there. So one is instance method, second one is a static method, and third one is a display method. So instance method, coming to the instance method syntax is like public, void, I mean return type, method name like this. Okay, I will write some piece of code. Code statements. Suppose this method, if I want to call within the table, inside the table methods, inside the table methods, you just use this dot method name. That's it. If you want to call outside the table methods, first you need to declare an object for the table. Your table name is currently emp table, emp loc dot method name. If you want to call outside the table, I mean outside the table in the sense, in any other table, in any other class, in any other form, wherever you want, entire across AX, across your application. If you are writing at table level, that can be accessed anywhere. So this is the way you can work with the instance method. Why I called instance? I have created an instance for the table, right? EMP-LOC is what? It is instance that we are calling as object buffer. There are so many methods for EMP-LOC. We can call it as a instance. We can call it as an object. We can call it as a table buffer. So that is the reason we are calling this method as a instance method. You understood about this one? Okay, let me implement the same thing in the table level. Okay, let me write down the same piece of code at table level. We'll see. I'm writing a new method. It is like a instance demo method. Okay, here let me change the syntax like public void get welcome code. Okay, get welcome code. In this one, I'm writing a piece of code like a welcome message. Okay, welcome message.
Arjun,
This one.
previously by default it was private and you changed to public, right? So if we leave it as a private, then in that case it will only be accessible within this table.
Yes, exactly. Outside
Okay.
we cannot. Outside we cannot.
Okay.
It is
And
only we can access within this class. What is the class? This is the class, right? This is the class. In this class only I can access. I cannot access outside. Okay, now if I want to call this method in any method of a table in the same table, like init value, let us call in init value method. Okay, where it is? Okay, this one. First of all, okay, this dot get welcome code. That's it. When we are creating a new record, you will get welcome message. We are calling in the same table, in any other method. Okay, if you want to access in the same table, you just use this keyword, because the method is available in local, right? In table level only the method is available, so you can call by using this. Suppose if I want to call at outside in the sense, let us take any object. For example, let us take any method like a date or something like, or x++ or SQL introduction. Okay, when we will take this x++ introduction code, this is outside the table. Now I need to first declare the emp table instance, I mean object. Now I will call emp loc dot get welcome code. That's it. This is instance
Arjun,
method. That's it.
Arjun, actually, you just changed this get welcome code method from private to public. So can we change it as a protected or protected friend also?
Protected in the sense you don't want to access or you don't want to call that code. Protected.
Yes. Yeah, I want it within the particular project only,
Okay.
not
Okay,
outside that.
fine. I will write private. Okay, I will write private.
Yeah, that is right. But can we set here protected also? Protected means how
Let
many?
me build the project, then you will get see, method get welcome code is private and can be called only from the method in emp table. See, we
Right.
are getting error here. See what the
I got
message
it.
is showing is
No, no.
private and can be called only from methods in emp table. I mean, in emp table only your method get called.
Right.
You mean protected or what?
Uh, like
The-
there are multiple projects, and what I want that this method should not be applicable to all the projects. Means if it is protected or protected friend, then a developer can create an instance and then can call it. Yeah, can you build it now? I think it should work now.
I have written protected. Method get welcome code is protected and can be called only from the methods dynamics data or from the class or table that derives from the dynamic body. This
Yeah,
one, that's what it is doing that.
yeah, yeah. This is
Okay.
class driven. Yes, yes, I got
Uh,
it.
right. So you cannot access any.
Yeah. So Arjun, so for example, this method is in EMP table, and when we are calling it, we're declaring the table again, and then we are calling the code, right? So for example, if it is in a class, for example, we created a method in a class. So what we'll do, we'll create an object for class, and then we'll call it, or how is it's the same?
I'll tell you the next level in next class. I'll tell you the same thing, whatever you're asking. We have a separate classes concept is there. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
We have a separate classes concept. Maybe same scenario, same whatever we are discussing, the same apply for classes also.
If it is in a form, we cannot call it out. So it is only possible if we
Yes.
do it in a table, right?
Form is a local object. Whatever you are writing, whether it is a new method, whether it is a user defined method or override method, that only we can call within the form only. Forget about the form, already done. Form is local object. Table and class, there are two major and global objects are there, table and class.
Yeah.
When you are writing at table level, when you are writing at class level, you can access anywhere across our application.
Okay.
Same scenario, instance method also same in the class level. We will also write instance method at classes level. The same scenario, if you want to call within the same class, I can use this. If you want to call outside the class, we need to declare the class object like this, okay, and class name, class object dot method name. But we need to write a class name, class object equal to new class name, like that. We need to create the object or instance like that. For a table, we need to write like this. For class, little bit different is there. Declaring the instance, that I'll tell you in the next meeting itself.
Okay.
Simple, slight difference will be there, that's it, no major difference. Okay, when it comes to the instance method, what you understand and what you observed here, I have written a piece of code. What kind of code I have written? This one, right? Okay, let me copy the code and paste it in here. Okay, second example. Okay, example. Okay, I have written a piece of code, public void get welcome code. In this code, I have written just welcome message, and I just want to call this method wherever you are getting same output, right? Wherever you call, whenever you called, how many times you called, but you will get the same output. Is there any change in the output? Finally, you are getting welcome message only. Suppose you called in job, you called in table, you called in form, you called in some express, you are getting only the same. I mean, you are executing the same business logic. You are getting the same output. In output, there is no change. Am I right?
Yeah.
That is the instance method functionality. That's it. If you want one standard piece of code as a output, you just implement instance method. That's it. For example, I'm going for a next thing, static method. Output is the same. Whenever you called, wherever you called, you will get finally welcome message only. That's it. There is no change at all in output. Okay, I have another requirement. I have a search box. Okay, like this is designed for to search address and phone number of an employee. Let us assume that. Okay, I have created a search box. If I type the employee ID, for example, E102, if I place the 102, if I enter this 102 value, I will get 102 address and 102 phone number. That's it. If I enter 103, I will get 103 address, 103 phone number. Here, output is changing every time. According to the value. According to the value which I am going to pass in the text box, according to that, the business logic will execute and we will get the result, right? This kind of business logics we can implement through static method, not uh, uh, not through instance method, not possible through instance method. This kind of business logics we can implement by using static method, because in static method we can pass parameters, arguments.
So you mean, Arjun, in instance method we cannot pass arguments?
Yes, definitely. The instance method syntax is like that only. We should not write arguments in the bracket.
Okay.
That's what we have in static method is there. That's what I told you. First, why I told you, I asked one question. Wherever you called, whenever you called, whether we are getting same output or different output. We are getting same output, right? So if you have that kind of requirement, I want only welcome message. Okay, if I open employee form, if I open loan form, if I open skills form, if I open any form, I want only welcome message. Then what you will do? Simply you will write instance method and you will call there. That's it. So you will get only welcome message every time. But second, when it comes to the static method, whatever the value I'm passing, according to that business logic will execute and we will get the result. For example, if I'm passing 102, system will calculate 102 salary and it will show you. If I'm passing 103, system will calculate 103 salary and it will show you. In output, there is a change. In that case, you just go for static method. So first let me write down the syntax for static method. Public static return type get emp info. Okay, get employee info. Here I will pass extended data type as an argument. It is extended data type. It is UDT.
EMP ID we have created as extended.
If we don't have an EDT, we need to create and we need to use. See, already EMP ID is we have EDT. That I'm passing in the, that I'm using in the data type for argument. See, when we are declaring arguments, see, field ID is an argument. Am I right? Underscore field ID is an argument. What is the data type? Field ID. Field ID is a extended data type. It is extended data type.
So always have to be extended data type only.
Yes. Of course.
Not normal.
Extended
So normal data we cannot write. You mean in
normal data type? Normal data type you are asking? That also we can write, but we need to follow the best practices, right? Okay, always Microsoft people will use the extended data types. So it should be like convenient coding. What exactly you are passing? For example, okay, I have written like this. The same piece of code I will write like this. You just understand. Here I will pass something like one argument, something like underscore some EID. For example, if I derive it like this, my syntax. So when I'm looking at the code, I cannot understand directly. Okay, what exactly we are passing as an argument? I cannot understand directly. some sort of situations, you better to use extended data types. When you want to pass an argument, you just go for extended data type. That would be better. I'm not saying compulsory 101% we have to use extended data types, but it is a best practice. If you see the existing code in the system itself, Microsoft people also will use the extended data types while we are using the arguments. So it can be readable. I mean, we can easily understand the code. Okay, we are passing employee ID. And for example, one more thing. For example, there is some specific reasons are there why we are using extended data type. For example, here extended data type, we have a 20 characters we have taken. So that 20 characters automatically accommodate for underscore EMP ID also, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that is the reason. That is only the reason we are using extended data types. So if you have a specific reason to go for a standard data type, okay, no problem. But my suggestion is go for extended data types. They have a good thing really. Extended data types are very useful really. Okay, so this is the syntax of the static method. Public, static is a keyword, return type, your method name, arguments. You can pass n number of arguments, and argument should be starts with underscore. Please remember underscore, so that we can understand directly. Okay, when we are seeing underscore one particular value, so that everybody can understand, okay, this is argument, like that. That is rule defined by in programming, not only here in Java, .NET, PHP, anywhere. As per my knowledge, and arguments will be defined by underscore. Okay, now for example, here through this particular code, I will get employee ID and employee address and phone number. Let us assume that. Can we call this method inside the table? No, we cannot call. There is no syntax. There is no provision to call this method inside the same table. We can only call it outside. Okay, how can we call it outside? So you are writing at a table level. So first you need to declare the table name. No need to declare. Directly use table name colon. That's it. That's it.
No need to take the instance.
Yes, that is for instance. That picture is over already.
Right. This is a static
That
method.
is for instance. That's what we called as the instance method, but it is a
Right.
static method. We need to use the scope resolution operator colon.
Right.
No need to declare an object for the table. Directly table name, scope resolution operator, and get your method name. Okay, let's write this code in table level, the same piece of code.
So what does this pass value do?
Pass value means we need to pass the argument. We have an argument right here. We have an argument. This value I need to pass here.
Yeah.
How can we pass and all? I'll tell you.
Okay. So okay.
First, let me write. Tell me.
No. The argument name can be anything, right? But before that, we should write the EDT name, right? That's what you're trying to say.
Argument name can be anything, but give us some relevant name. For example, here you are declaring employee ID. If you are writing EMP address, there is no meaning. There is a meaning.
No.
That's what. Give similar name so that code can be readable and everybody can understand easily.
Yeah.
Employee ID, and also I'm just giving underscore employee ID so that everybody can understand. Okay, this is employee ID we are passing. So your text is your wish, but give some relevant name. That's it.
So for example, we are
we are declaring an object for the table.
Yeah.
Okay, EMP table here also in real time you should not write EMP LOC. Okay, remember please. You just write down EMP table like this.
Yeah.
Like this. Just write down like this. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't write EMP LOC. Why I have told you up to right now EMP LOC, EMP LOC? Why? You people needs to understand, because you should understand the difference for object and the table. That's what I told you from starting onwards, EMP LOC. But declare your object with the same name, EMP table, but starts with small e and same name. That's it. Enough. Don't give any other name. Okay, EMP LOC, EMP table OBJ, okay, EMP table lock, something like. Okay,
yeah,
right away EMP write down the table name, write down the same name but small letter. That's it. Starting
So this is basically the standard nomenclature of Microsoft for Dynamics 365
yes,
X++.
yes, really.
Yeah, and whenever we are writing for example, we are writing an argument or something, right? So if you're writing for one field, we are writing, so we'll write the EDT and then we'll write this one, right? So we cannot write it for any table or something. It's just for a field level, right? Static methods are according to field, or even for table name can be declared as an argument.
I didn't get your point. Can you explain me in detail?
No. For example, we are writing for example, we're trying to get employee info. So
okay.
So we are writing for employee so the info, we just want the one field info. That's the reason we are writing employee ID, and we're writing employee ID EDT, and that fields EDT, and we are creating an argument. For example, if we want some code for an entire table, so what we should be writing here, then we can declare the table here and write, or it's only field level can be declared as an argument.
See, through field you are getting you are accessing entire record, right?
Yeah.
So that you will get entire record values, right? Like I will get ID, name, age, date of birth, address, phone number, everything I will get right now.
Yeah, you'll
but
get
I have
it.
not written the code. I'll tell you how to write the code and all. I'll tell you right now.
Okay.
And just let me input of code in the table level so that you people understand.
Yeah. Karjun, just one question. You just mentioned that here it is public static void get EMP info. Following the Yasir's question, I'm just willing to say that what if instead of void, I am willing to return the entire table object by passing employee ID. So can I do this public static return, get EMP info, passing employee ID, then returning as the entire table object?
In some cases, if you want to return the entire table, that we can go for, I think, not using static method. We can go for instance method like this. Okay, let me write down the syntax for the public. Okay, write down the table name. For example, EMP table as a return type. Okay, get EMP table. Okay, like this. Table is also one of the data type, right? Something like we have an integer, string, real, like a container. Like these are the data types. In the same way, table is also one of the data type in our product. So we can declare a method by using table return type. So in this case, we are returning the table totally. Whatever the data we have in this table, That entire data we are getting through this get emp table method.
And how we'll be writing here return method, like
We just try to like select emp loc and return.
emp loc.
That's it. Ho gaya.
All right. Got it.
That's it. Because we need to somewhere else we need to write down the in class declaration level. We need to write the this is just method. Okay, this method maybe I will write in the class level. In class level, I will write the object for the table. emp loc I will declare in the class level, so that I can select the table name, I can select the object name, and I can return the object name, so that you will get the entire table. So this is the way you can get whole the table. So this case maybe I cannot implement in static method, because why static method is there means if you pass one value, with that value I will retrieve, I just want to retrieve entire record values. I will just pass only employee ID. I will get address, phone number, email ID, fax number, whatever it is, whatever the data we have relevant to the employee. I will get loans also from another table, maybe through one field. See, I told you the already example, the best example. I have a text box. How many values I will pass here to get the values? For example, you just went to any shopping mall. Okay, when you are purchasing, sir, tell me your phone number. Just they will type the phone number right here, or else they will take entire your data. Only they will take your phone number and just they will type in the text box. That's it. They will get entire your data, like email ID, phone number, address, whatever the things you already purchased in the last couple of years. You will get all the things, right? Simply through one argument, we are getting entire information. So this is the best example for you for the static method. Whatever the value we are presenting in the text box, okay, I will call that value here in the argument itself. I will enter the value here. That value I will took it from text box to argument. So I will operate the code here through underscore employee ID, and I will get the result. You got my point, guys?
Right, Rajan. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me implement. You just have a clear cut idea on this particular static method itself. Okay, let me implement the code first. Okay, let me write down the piece of code for a static method. Just a simple message. Okay, we'll see tomorrow in detailed discussion about the static method. Okay, public static return type I will kept wide. Okay, maybe I will. Okay, get emp info. Already we have an extended data type called emp id. I'm just declaring underscore emp id as a argument. Okay, here I will write the select statement. Select. Okay, first let me declare emp table, emp loc. I'm writing select statement to get the data from the emp table. Select emp loc, and let me write out the info message like str20 %1 %2. Okay, emp loc dot emp id, the same employee I'm passing. emp loc dot, I'm getting name. emp loc dot, let me take the address also. I'll present it as a third argument, %3 also. Okay, we'll see. I have written a static method, and how I will call this method at outside the table. Okay, let me call in the X++ introduction job. I told you no need to declare an object for the table, directly write down the table name, use the scope resolution operator. See here, there is a get emp info, and when you open the bracket, it is asking to pass an employee ID. I'm passing E103. Okay, but meanwhile I'm passing hard-coded value. Hard-coded value I'm passing, but in future I will make it dynamic. Okay, I will make it dynamic. So whatever the value we are giving in the text box, I will fetch that value and I will place in the argument place at 103 place. Dynamically we can make it, but meanwhile I'm just giving hard-coded value here. Let me make this object as a startup object and I'll execute it first of all. Okay, make it as a startup object and let me execute first. We'll see what exactly we are getting the result here. Of course, we will get 103 same ID and the name and address. We will get all these three things according to this business logic. Okay, we'll stop here for today and we'll see already. I think
Yeah, it's really late.
yeah. 102 Arjun, Hyderabad, the result. Oh my God, what exactly I have given? Just a second, just a second. I have given 103, right? Why we are getting? Maybe I have. One second, guys. One second. Wait a
Statement there.
minute.
You have written select a statement without condition.
No, 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 no. Absolutely. Oh, okay. Oh, 1 second. Here, where condition I need to write. Sorry, guys. I forgot here. Okay, where? Okay, emploc dot. The first record it is taking. Did you understand
Yeah.
why we are getting one record? We are not applying any where class, so that is the reason system by default it is taking the first record from the table. So let me write down the where condition, where emp id equal to underscore emp id. That's it. Then you will get the correct value from the database itself. Okay, let me execute. So we need to compare with the value, right? Whatever the value we are passing into the underscore employee ID, we need to compare that value with the record in the database, and we need to get the values like ID, name, age, address, and all.
In case of multiple argument, we need to separate it by comma.
Comma, right?
Or
Right. Yeah, comma. Of course, 103 Hyderabad, something like Kavita, whatever the value. If you learn the static method in deeply, so every 90% of the coding will be dependent on this particular static method itself in our product. 90% of the codings, business logics. Okay, guys, we'll see tomorrow. I'll give you a few more examples on this static method and we'll see. Okay, 2-3 examples
Okay.
I'll give you on static method.
Okay,
Real-time
okay.
examples I'll give.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.